it could still be Zeri. It could be something else.
Yeah. How is this gonna go though? Because with the Xayah getting banned, the Lucian getting banned, there's not a lot of options. Kai'Sa could get picked here by Roster.Y. I mean, on the other side, CES could also pick up the Kai'Sa themselves because they picked up the Vi.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. But the thing is, I'm not a hater of this pickup because Vi is an untraditional pickup, but it could be locked down into the Zeri, into the carries of CES. And this is what KT.RY wants, is that point and click. You want that CC coming through for these hyper carries for CES and remove it. Especially considering now that they have they have Ornn and they have Ziggs, it has potential.
The hard part about this though is a while ago we have seen the playstyle coming in from Roster.Y. Kai'Sa could get picked here by Roster.Y. They could still take that up and give that to Luna. But for now, one of my problems is, yes, they have a lot of potential for damage. Yes, they have a lot of CC. It's a very well-balanced team for the side of Roster.Y, but Russell needs to help them out. A while ago during the last game, one of their problems was that Russell was not there, was not present in most fights, and when he was a bit late on the last team fight that happened.
Yeah, it was a little bit more of like a disadvantage. Double-edged sword. You know what? I keep on repeating this word, but the thing is, it's a fact, right? Rattel is really strong when it comes to split pushing a while ago in game number 2, to be more specific. Even if CES had so much lead, has so much objectives coming in, it was Rattel who was able to push down the bottom lane, was able to push down mid, and then eventually top lane. But in the end, it was just so difficult for KT.RY to play it in a 4v5 consistently on those team fights. And as you mentioned, Rattel is going to be important coming through into this game.
Yeah, moving forward for this, Roster.Y has a very well-balanced scene. They don't really need a lot of resources and a lot of people, and they could really need to just focus on that Kai'Sa that they have. But on the other hand, they have a lot of damage potential coming in from CES. They do have the Tristana and they have the Zeri. So I'm expecting the same thing that happened during game 1 for Roster.Y, but I hope Roster.Y isn't as rocky as they were during game 2.
Yeah, but now the question is, how can CES perform without these high-level teamfight engages that they priorly had? Because they always had Aatrox, they always had these Ornn to engage onto these fights. Now, it's a little bit different. They have the Gragas, they had the Shen to change things up a bit, but these champions are not high engaged tool aside from Gragas as an exception. You have the Gwen, but it's also not an engaged tool, so it's high dependency onto Gragas for CES.
Yeah, but one thing that I really expect here for CES, at least they have a lot of potential for defense. I'm kind of liking their composition because they have a lot of ways to push away everybody that could get close on their ADCs, and that is something that you want to happen. But this early game, look at how this is gonna go. Luna just bullying BMM in the early game.
Yeah, this is what we mentioned coming from game 2. Zeri in the early game is really not a champion that could match up against these strong ADCs because she's really, really squishy. And now going back into that question, right? You've mentioned about the defensive capabilities of the composition of CES. Now that's the curiosity in mind. How can they adapt coming in from a little bit more of the offensive type of composition with a lot of engaged tools coming down into more of a defensive composition, building up into a Shen with the Gwen, with the Gragas as well, with only having to look onto Zeri and Tristana to be their hyper carry.
Remember, they already had the blue side right here of Daw, and Daw is not going to be expecting the push happening. All knock up onto the bot lane. Zero starting it out. You don't have a lot of damage. They're going to be expecting a lot more from the bouncing bombs. Akeno is going to be killed, and they just sacrificed themselves for that.
And this is what I love about KT.RY. Daw always go in for the jungle invade. Shen is not the fastest clearer when it comes to the jungle camp. Daw was able to just go in and utilize that, steal the red buff away from Shen, away from the jungler of CES, and just right after, it was just the perfect engage coming in from Ornn, coming in from Ziggs. Be able to have that first blood to their side.
Yeah, look at what happened during this game though. You have seen Daw taking most of his camp. He took the blue buff on the other side, but now Y1 is also a bit late to the party. And they already got a lot of their jungle, so this is going to be a big disadvantage for Y1.
And now Y1, good disengage coming from the Zero.
Yeah, was able to run away just with that dash. So Y1 is not going to be expecting anything at this bottom side of the map. No jungle for you.
No jungle for you so far. And Shen, if he wants to balance it out, has to go for the jungle in mid. BMM are really receiving a difficult time into the mid lane. But looking at top side, it's Don Rattel.
Yeah, they're going to try to fight him. They're going to try to pressure onto Taku here in the top side. But it's still not going to work so far.
So far, they do not want to fight. And I think as KT.RY already had the advantage, they already got the first blood in favor. That is towards Daw as well. So when it comes to like a jungle individual matchup, Daw has the advantage. 100%. Yeah. Especially considering that Shen lost the red buff. Shen lost a little bit of camp coming into these early games. And I think KT.RY just has to sustain that.
Yeah, from what we're seeing here, for CES, they're not going to be taking any chances. They're not going to be taking any fights except for that kill that happened a while ago. But they can still take the risk here. Just because of that loss, they could still be able to turn things around. One thing I like about this is the opposites that we have here. It's almost similar that we have with Tristana and Ziggs. Both of them have great potential in taking down towers.
Yeah, but what I love about this potential coming in from KT.RY, it's a potential for Zero to just rotate into somewhere else. Given the fact that you have Acrobat that has so much potential into clearing down the wave, and he doesn't want, or he has the possibility of not overextending into the lane.
Yeah. They're going to be taking it. This bot lane fight, Stand United is going to be used. Akena's going to be chasing down Zero. Flash already used. They go for the taunt and the explosive cast to push him back. But here on the other side of the map, they got the buster shot in the kill. BMM was able to dash in. Body slam going to be used against Daw. Another flash was used. Daw is now slowed down. He's going to be able to run away with that Vault Breaker.
Vault Breaker to run away is just not a risk that they have to perform. It was a lot of unfortunate decisions coming in from KT.RY overextending in the bottom lane. And this is what we mentioned, right? You don't have to really just pressure and look into Ziggs always consistently because he has the potential to just play it really, really safe. But, you know, the Stand United coming into CES, this is the power of Gen. Coming into a team fight all of a sudden gives you so much numbers advantage. Ooh. And Acrobat playing it a little bit far isolated Zero and just gave them the kill.
And one of the things that's also good about Acrobat, if ever he would be able to hold down this mid lane until maybe the first objective, that's something that's good whenever you pick up a Ziggs. Ziggs has a lot of potential for wave clear, and that's what you want to happen in the early stage of the game. Defend the mid lane as long as you can.
Yeah, it's just now a battle of patience here on forward. Yes, KT.RY still has the advantage, but soon enough, I think it is up to CES to be able to match up the pace. It is only 1k gold, so not as big as in the early game because you still have the lane, you still have the wave, you still have the objectives.
What a great way to stop them from taking this. That is a great explosive cast from Akeno, denying the Horn of the Forge God. Here they come. Akeno might be killed here, but they got the dragon instead. They have the Rift Herald in the mid lane, and they can go for a 5-man push. Sako is going to be CC. They have the Stand United. Luna needs to run away. Killer Instinct and use the flash to run away. Perfect timing. They weren't able to get one more tower.
Tower First Blood, really, really good for KT.RY. Yes, it didn't come into the second turret for Shelly, but it doesn't really matter. They want that gold injection coming into the carries of KT.RY, and that they did. They secured the 2k gold lead already coming into 5 minutes, 6 minutes into the matchup, and that's good enough.
Yeah. And as we're seeing right now, for KT.RY, what they can do here now, okay, the problem here for them is how will they sustain this mid game. Later on, it's gonna be really scary having 2 ADCs against you. Yes, Acrobat is such a good answer to those. Getting a longer range damage from a Ziggs is good, but how are they gonna be keeping with the DPS?
Yeah, that's just the really scary part. We see these ADCs be activated, especially those double ADCs come into competition. And once that happens for CES, it's over for KT.RY if ever they're able to utilize Akeno really well, because that's going to be the main key, main engager
Knock up onto Akino. They have one right there. They have the Mega Inferno Bomb, pushes them back with explosive cast, but it is still not enough for them to not kill them. Y1 is in front. He does have the taunt. He was able to run away. He's moving towards it. The killer instinct is going to be there together with the exhaust. Luna was able to get 2 kills already. BMM is going to be next. They have the satchel charge. They're waiting for it. They're going to slow down BMM. Acrobat is going to be here. They have the satchel charge to push him back on the wall, and BMM is going to be dead.
And that is what we're talking about. You asked the question, how can KT.RY sustain their advantage coming to the mid game? And they just answered it right at the get-go. They get kills after kills after kills.
Honestly, what I'm about to say, they didn't need to. CES done it for them because they overstep on the tower. Look at this replay, everybody. They were so far forward.
Yeah, and yes, the Horn of the Forge God did not connect. But the thing is, the most important, crucial moment into those fights is the isolation. Time and time again, it was Y1 who got isolated coming into this hill. And then Genza got isolated, and then BMM got isolated. If you are fighting up against the composition with Daw, with Zero, having Vi, having Ornn, and having these damage dealers dealing free hit damage, you're not gonna live, right? It's just a good play coming in from KT.RY. Methodical when it comes to isolation. This is their key strategies, even in the prior game.
And this is what I like about Roster.Y. Why did they lose this player during the last game? They really needed this. Maybe that's because of the chrono break too. But now they can easily take down Taku. They got it. They got the cease and desist, and that is Taku just going down.
Yeah, and we've asked the question also of why Vi? Out of every single jungle champion available into the game, why Vi? It's just because of this point and click CC. Just have to click one, and then it's automatically going to lock down a single target champion. And that just enables KT.RY to follow through, not having to think about CC and just have to think about damage. Having to think about how Acrobat can follow up, how ADC can follow up, right? And KT.RY utilized that to a T. 7k gold lead already.
Ease of execution is what we're looking for there.
Right.
That is the reason why you're going to be picking a Vi. And now, together with Zero having the Horn of the Forge God, it's way easier to execute.
Yeah. It was not able to connect onto Akino, but it doesn't really matter. I think Zero just used the Horn of the Forge God to disable that engage potential coming in from CES. But Taku has information and is just playing it a little bit more safe, shadowing Akino and Genza.
Yeah. And what is going to be good here for them is the next objective is going to be up in just a bit. 30 more seconds before the Mountain Drake comes up. And Roster.Y needs to stop this from happening. Tower in the bot lane might get destroyed because Y1 and BMM are already at point and they're just going to take it down.
And look at Acrobat is now here as well, along with Dog going into the backside. This is a 4v3.
Oh, cease and desist. BMM going to be her target. He was able to flash away. They can go in. That's going to be a flash in also from the side of Roster.Y. Y1 was able to run away with its taunt, but it's still not enough. Here it comes. Killer Instinct. He's in front. Too aggressive from the side of Roster.Y, and Genza is going to run.
Quick rotations, quick responses. KT.RY did it again. With the Mountain Drake alive, with no possibility onto getting that steal, onto contesting this objective, it is another gold source for KT.RY with another advantage in their favor.
They lost the tower, but they got a lot of kills out of that loss. And also the dragon together with it. Now we're 10 minutes in the game. 12 minutes is a good sweet spot for them to take the Baron.
Yeah, now looking at the replay, once again, BMM overextended, stuck with assist and desist. This is really just the highlight of Daw picking up the Vi, right? Having a point and click CC, isolates on BMM, gets the kill, no more damage output coming from CES. Genza still doesn't have his power spike readily available for him. So it's just a lot of lacking at the moment for CES. And KT.RY, if this continues, they're going to landslide game 3 out of the course.
Yeah, and this is going to be the start here though. Akena, ooh, this is going to be them just securing the space towards the Baron. Rattel got taunted. Rattel is going to be dead in the bot lane.
Okay, that's really good coming for CS because they needed that. Now, Horn of the Forge God though, top lane.
Now, Horn of the Forge God was still able to get that. Mega Inferno Bomb to lose their HP. They can't even start the Drake just because of that loss in the bot lane.
Yeah, they couldn't. It will be a 5v4. And yes, they
Baron,
had
so
much lead with a 6k gold lead, but it doesn't really matter. We always consider the numbers advantage into consideration when it comes to these team fights because one member being lost is 4 utilities, 3 utilities lost in those team fight overall as well.
Yeah, let's take a look at this perspective coming from WRL. They really need to get Rattel onto the bot lane, maybe on the top side.
Right.
They need to get Gwen out of the picture if they want to win this fight. Yes, the Gwen is not really that strong. Taco is not really that fed, but getting the Gwen out of the picture just leaves a lot of opportunities for WRL to at least not be scared of the damage that Taco could deal.
Yeah, although I'm a little bit scared coming in from KT.RY, Fiora still doesn't have his teleport available for himself to come into these fights if ever a 5v5 occurs. But what I'm liking is the split push on bot lane. Because CES cannot leave Fiora alone. If they do, it's going to be pushed on tier 2 turret, and game 2 is going to happen all over again.
Oh no, they saw Genza. They're going to be knocking him up. They had the full breaker. Here comes the Sand United, but here comes Luna. Going to try and execute him. That's going to be a +1. Y1 is going to be next. They got the chase down. Here it comes. They have another knock-up coming up, but it's not needed. They got the kill. They got this Baron.
They could start the Baron Nashor. Y1 has to reset first because he has no HP. And Luna with Kaisa, along with Acrobat as well, they could ease up and melt down the Baron Nashor easily.
Ooh, look at Rattel though. He's already here. He moved towards the mid lane just for them to have a chance here in this fight if ever a fight breaks out. Really smart, and the Baron is going to be theirs.
Yeah, and this is just really unfortunate for CES. And the rotations coming in from Rattel, impressive stuff. Coming into the bottom lane, they understand that they could now take the Baron Nashor. Now he has to go into the mid lane and just shadow these Baron Nashor takes. So if ever it comes down to a fight, they still have the numbers game of a 5v4.
Yeah. And how are we going to start this? Especially for the side of CES. If ever they're going to be starting this fight, they don't really have that potential until Genza gets his third item. Third item is going to be crucial for Sistana at this point in the game, and that they don't have.
Yeah, and that is the reason why a while ago we mentioned if BMM dies, there's a huge chunk of damage that will lose onto CES. That is the reason also why Daw always focuses on BMM at the moment. And now another turn secured by Luna in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and now they're starting already onto the mid lane. They are just trying to pressure the members right here of CES, making them make a mistake from this rotation. Let's take a look at the top side too. Rattel has taken down a tower. He has been given some space. So this tower under the top lane is not going to stay for long.
God. Coming in, will not connect, will not be able to push through. But Akino still knocked up.
Yeah, but now onto the bot lane though. The fight has already happened. It's already break out. Taku, super low in HP. Y1 is trying to tank some damage, but Luna is out super low already. They haven't been successful.
But so far, the Baron Nashor is still being utilized really well. Genza goes for the rocket jump.
Got the satchel charge. Genza gonna move forward. Buster shot to get the kill on him. Stand United.
Oh my word, that was really close. Coming in from Zero, almost saving the life of their ADC. But good timing coming from Y1 as well. Now Rattel has to retreat.
10k gold lead onto the side of WRL. How are they going to be able to pair this up? It's still a 4v5. It's still a hard fight that they need to deal with. But this dragon is taking so fast. And this is going to be theirs for sure.
But it was really a bit of a questionable move. Y1 just stayed out of the dragon's pit for quite some time. And I think there was still that opportunity in the opening for them to take it down. Mid turret now being pushed.
Oh, tower in the mid lane took down really fast. But now Luna, look at how aggressive he is. Still gonna go in, goes for the killer instinct. They have the Horn of the Forge God! Knockup is not gonna be there. They got the slow, at least on the members of CES. They're gonna be trying to run away. BMM is already in front. They're fighting a 1v1. They have the exhaust.
And now the wall push back. CES. Void Seeker! Oh my word! That was so close again.
That was scary. I thought that's going to be a kill Infinity, but that was too close for comfort for the side of CES.
It absolutely is. It was really, really close. Y1 had 1 HP overall, and Luna is just wrecking havoc at the moment. Still sustaining their 10k gold lead, which is really, really good for KT.RY. They have to buy a bit more time. Baron Nashor is going to come up really, really soon, so they do not want to force out the risky plays and risky fights, because if they lose one member, CES could take the Baron Nashor and take the advantage back in their favor.
Oh man, I love how the items coming in from Luna though. Duskblade Nashors and also a crown at the Shattered Queen. What? This is so cool. And seeing them not going for the classic route that everybody has been going for, I love the damage that he could be dealing with these items. A Cathian rain damage is going to be crazy, and even the Void Seekers.
Yeah, the Void Seekers is going to be hurting, especially right now, right? Having to build up more AP item. The Leandra's already secured, so that is going to have more magic penetration coming in. And you also have magic damage, or AP damage rather, for the Void Seeker to hurt much more.
Yeah, and now as we are seeing this,
Akeno
Akeno is going to be running in towards Luna. Crown of the Shattered Queen has activated, but the Horn of the Forge God and the Mega Inferno Bomb wasn't able to deal a lot of damage. Genza is trying to tank up a lot of damage with the Stand United, but he's going to be killed in front, and Luna is going to be in front of everybody, not even scared. He has the stasis to buy time, and everyone has been hit by the Void Seeker.
What was that, Luna? That was just criminal.
Fade away, man.
Yeah, it was criminal. Going in for the stasis enchant and then Void Seeker securing a kill.
Oh, man. Now, Taki's the only one alive and doesn't have a lot of items, too. He's going to be taken down by Rattel here really fast. But the damage of the Nexus is still hurting everybody. And I think Luna's going to be dead. And Roaster Y is still going to be ending this game. And they take a win that they deserve. 2-1 for Roaster Y.
Roaster Y ended with a bang. I mean, dog going in for the Vi. Untraditional, unorthodox pick, but they made it work. And they were